Baba is coming. It's just not high enough. That's Advaita aan de Mridanga, hè? That's Advaita aan de Mridanga.
Advaita.
He's very sincere. We are in the middle of the universe. Hare Krishna. Welcome in Radhakund. Radhakund is a small village, maybe 3,000 people only, but at certain times you will see, like, peak time was like one day 4 million people coming through this small town. The beauty of a small town is that it still can see more about Vedic culture, Vedic way of living. And the main basis of Vedic lifestyle was that the cow is in the center. And that's a beauty here. You can see, if we cross to the other side, most houses, they still have like 1 or 2 cows in the house. And in the morning, the cows, somebody comes and picks them up, and cows go somewhere and they be milked. And if, like now it's rainy season, they will go afterwards to the field and have some grazing. And then in the evening, the person comes back with all these cows, and every cow knows exactly where it lives, goes inside the house. He's milking his cow. I don't know if it's... First I will give the cow food, so it's relaxed. Calf comes, drinks, and then they start milking. Every morning this tree gives hundreds of flowers. And if I don't pluck them now for Krishna, then the monkeys will eat them, because there's some milk inside. And in the morning, the monkeys are very hungry, so they have to eat something. So they attack this tree, you know, destroy it. So every morning this tree gives, I think, about 150 to 200 flowers. So we have a beautiful temple downstairs, Navinke Shore, and they're from Manipur. Yeah. Every morning I'm bringing the flowers. You can see it's like Manipur style, and these are worshipped now for 3-4 generations. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe. Around here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Radhe. Hare Krishna. This is the road to Sudevi's Goshala. Sudevi is from Germany. She spent, I think, before she was 20 years old, she came to India with her parents and never left. So she's now like 25 years in India, in Radhakund. And the last 5 years she took very much interest in the cows. So she had a few cows and it increased, but we will see when we come there. This is just a house with a cow. Hare Krishna. So this is like typical village life, you know, you have a small house, a hut, and at least one cow or two cows and a buffalo. The ideal cow has two beautiful horns and a hump. From the sunlight, the cow can make gold, and it is all done in this hump. And because of that, there will be always a yellow tinge in the milk, and the yellow tinge in the milk is gold. So if the cow has not a hump and nice horns, you will not find the goldish layer on top of the milk. So the Vedic culture, they say there can only be peace if the cow has its right position in the society and the Brahmana. This is Sudevi's place, Goshala, where she keeps her cows. It's on the site of Radhakund.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji is here?
Oh, the cows are very curious. They all look at us and they think, who are they?
So most of these cows, they were just on the street in very unhealthy condition. So she took them all to her ashram and took care of them. Let's see the other cows in the back. It doesn't. They're bringing cows inside. So Devi really has a big family.
Oh.
Just to manage 100 cows, 150 cows. You need a big workforce. The floors are continuously swept.
So many young calves also. So it means he has many cows that give milk?
No, it's because the people after when the new cow is born,
Yeah.
it gives milk for 6 months, maybe 1 year, and then it stops. So they need to impregnate again the cow. So the small calf is abandoned. So Sudevi takes all the small cows in the ashram.
The cows or the bulls, probably?
Both. Sometimes they keep, sometimes they... Hare Krishna.
Radhesham.
How are you?
Thank you.
You can tell something about your...
Yes, they are all collected from the street, nearly all of them. A few are born here, but most of them are from the street. They're being abandoned when they're very little and are not able to take care of themselves. Or when the mother has not enough milk or no milk at all. The cow often is abandoned also, but mostly the calves are just left to themselves somewhere, and most of them die. I estimate from my experience, from maybe 100 who are abandoned somewhere, maybe 1 or 2 will survive.
That's all. If they're not
So
taken
bad,
care of.
yes,
the
they're not
street.
in the street. If nobody takes them in, and nobody will take them in, excepting myself.
And they are left to themselves.
They're
to
left
find
to
food.
themselves, they find no food, they get weak and sick, they're undernourished anyway because they get no milk. When they're still little, the milk is expensive, food is expensive, so the milk will be sold, and the calf, which needs actually at least 3 liters in one day, he will get maybe a half a liter. He will he will not be able to survive. Some or other he may survive until the age of 4 or 5 months, and then he'll get some illness, some or other, because he has no
Up
resistance.
to 4 or 5 months, they are not able to eat solid
Yes,
food.
they eat
drink
solid food,
only
but
milk.
it's not. They eat solid food after 1 month, after 15 days sometimes.
Okay.
But that is not sufficient. They need the milk, they need the vitamins. They cannot live without milk. If I don't take them, they will be caught and taken to the slaughterhouses, because a dead cow is much more worse nowadays than a living cow.
Why is that?
Because the meat is expensive. They export the meat into all the countries. I never know what I shall feed them in the next months.
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah.
even after 10 days in the winter, it was so difficult. I had no food at all. And we had only this dry rice grass, and they were getting very thin. And then I had even given away some which I greatly regretted, because I had to bring them back. They were on the point of, it was even worse in another place.
But at the same time, if you have to be realistic, you have a limited space here.
Yes, I'm
And
sorry
you
that I
have
cannot
to
be.
say at a certain point, full is full.
Yes, but I cannot be. I don't know if it's a weakness or a strength, but I cannot be realistic, because I cannot refuse. I cannot say no. As far as they are concerned, when they're suffer in a bad condition, I have to take them in, and I leave it to God to take care of the future. And, so many die also. So many die. They come in a condition when you cannot help them anymore. You can just relieve the suffering.
And when a cow dies, what is the procedure? What are you doing with them? You bury them in
We
the
bury
ground?
them. We have in the back there is a kind of jungle, or it's not a jungle, but that's what people call it. It's a land which cannot you cannot grow anything.
Wasteland.
Wasteland. It's too salty. And there we bury them with
There you
flowers and agarbatti and mala. And when they, I sit with them before they die and chant Maha Mantra, so they may have hear God's name when they leave the body, and they get Charanamrit also and Charantulsi at the time of death, as far as I'm able, when I know it, in time of course. So many, I hope, I've sent quite a lot over there to Golok, or a few hundred probably.
Few hundred. So every week one dies.
Often much more. Many die. You can you can film in the room. You have light. I want to show you one.
This is a very small calf. What?
He came from another Goshala. He was born after only 8 months. He was born 1 month too early. And they brought him here because his mother rejected him, and she had no milk. So only 3 days before he came, he drank milk in the beginning quite well, but since yesterday he drank no milk. His name is Damodar.
Damodar. You gave him that name.
Yes. Nothing more we can do. If they have no, if they're not meant to live, if they're, maybe he just had so much karma left over, and now if I have time and sit with him, and he leaves the body with hearing the mantra, he may go straight over there, and that may be much better than living a long life full of suffering because they're in an animal body, and then he may die somewhere nobody cares. And he may not hear. So I don't regret it too much if I'm able to sit with them. And I think it's not so bad that they leave the body.
So the soul in this body will go back straight to Krishna.
If you believe that the Maha Mantra has that effect, at least I try to do it. And I hope it is so, because we do believe in it.
And on top of that, he leaves the body in Braj.
Yes.
And it is
Yes,
said
in
that he
Radhakund,
lives in Radhakund, which is spiritually speaking the highest place in the universe.
Yes.
So
And
when you leave your body here, it is very, very auspicious.
And he also got many Charantulsi and Charanamrit. He drank milk in the beginning 2-3 liters the first day, but when he got fever, and I called the doctor. Whatever the reason, he is too weak to live, and he is now finishing his time.
Such a tender body, so beautiful.
So tiny, yeah? Yes.
So they don't like the bulls anymore, yeah?
Yes, tractors have replaced them. Tractors are now everywhere. They do all the field work, and the male calves, which used to do the work before, they are considered to be useless. When they are little, they are abandoned on the street, and they mostly die on the street. And if they don't die, then they are caught later and sold to the slaughterhouses. Because
so in Vedic civilization, the bull had his purpose clearly.
Yes, he used to do the field work and he used to pull the carts. But now there are very few carts in existence. There are a few, but very few. Most of the bull calves, they die. Because nobody wants them, and sooner or later, when they are not lucky enough to stay in a Goshala, they will be sold to the slaughterhouses.
So India is a big problem, eh? Because so many...
and there you can find hardly any cows and calves anymore. When I came from Delhi last time, I could hardly see any cow until I came close to this place. There used to be cows everywhere. And even now in the villages you find much less. I don't think in 10-20 years there will be hardly any cows left. They will all be killed. I see that because I watched that since 30 years. I'm here since 30 years, and I see how the number of cows keeps coming down, and there are less of them and less. And there were so many, even here in this village in Radhakunda, there were so many cows before. And in Govardhan, now there are hardly any left. They're all caught. They all caught them in the night. They come with big trucks and they catch them and pull them in and they kill them. It's horrible.
It seems like you don't personally get anything from this.
No, only a kind of satisfaction of my soul through all the difficulties. That is which keeps me going, because I see suffering relieved, and some get well, and they start running around, and some respond with great gratefulness and with love, and that is what makes me happy. Actually, there's nothing else for me in this world. Of course, we need milk for the motherless, for calves without mother who are too sick or too weak, and sometimes I have to buy one because we have very few milk cows only, and the milk is never sufficient. So sometimes I have to buy one or other, and I bought this one. Her name is Rajkumari. You cannot find them on the street. They're too beautiful. This is our little one. Gopal, his name is Gopal.
Chalo.
We take milk because we need milk for the little ones who have no mother. We take maybe half a liter and the rest is for the calf, otherwise there would not be enough for the calf. It's a problem with the cows, they have not enough milk actually. Nearly all, at least those who are here.
They would get more grass, they will...
Well, yes, of course. If there would be more green grass, the milk would increase. And when we have a cow who does not have enough milk to take, we do not take milk. Then the calf will drink it all. There are a few, 4 or 5 of this type of cows who just don't have enough milk, which means that nobody will be willing to feed them, excepting in this place. Because if they cannot profit from the cows, the village people will not keep them. Food is expensive, and they need milk for themselves and their children also to sell. So that's a problem, that the cows do not have enough milk. I don't know how other Goshalas manage selling milk.
In other Goshalas, they wouldn't allow the calf to drink so much milk.
No, not at all. Or the local people, they will just give enough to the calf to keep it alive until the cow gives milk, and it will die later because it's too weak to survive, it has no resistance.
And the thing
That's mostly happening. So there are less and less calves and cows because they don't survive, and those who survive and grow, they will be taken to the slaughterhouse. I think in 10-20 years there will not many cows will be left in this country, only very few. It's horrible, you can't allow yourself to think about it. He is from the street. His name is Ramdas. I found him when he was 5-6 months old. Ramdas? Oma. He was tiny. He was tiny. He is doing work now. He pulls the cart, he brings the green food. We have 2-3 of them, of oxen. Look, she's taking care of a motherless calf which came from another goshala. She was on the point of dying. There's one who's drinking from the backside, that is from another goshala, and she was lying flat. Her name is Uma. And this is her third calf. And until now, whenever she had a calf, she has adopted another one. She has taken care of another motherless. We have until now not taken milk from her because she's a nursing mother of the motherless calves. And this little one is from another goshala. She had left her mother died, and she was on the point of starvation and on the point of death. So she's still thin, but picking up compared with before. I want to say I got her from Vrindavan. I found her in the Sabji Mandi in Vrindavan. She was little and she had maggots in her food and in the hoof, and the blood was coming out. And I put her on a tonga and brought her. That was before this goshala. I had a little place in the village. So she's one of the first ones, and she's so good natured. Uma. She was with me before the goshala started.
Your best friend.
Yes, one of my few best friends. She is actually the one who might protect me when the dacoits come. We had dacoits 2 times.
Really?
And she will not. I wouldn't recommend anybody to climb the wall in the night. He will probably not survive because we have a few here who will attack if the strangers climbing in the night. It's a wrong time.
Had the dacoits before?
Yes, 2 times the dacoits came. The first time I was alone. And they took everything, all the money and whatever there was worth more than 100 rupees. And since then I need people to stay here in the night. I have to pay people to sleep here, otherwise I cannot stay alone. Because if they hear a Western woman is staying, they think of money. There are quotes in this country. This is the second one, Nataraj. His name is Nataraj. Nataraja. When he came, he was maybe already 1 year old, and he had such bad experiences with people. He would push you with his horns and kick you with his legs. And I thought I'll not be able to keep him when he grows up. But now he's very sweet. Now he's very sweet. He does work with Ramdas, together with Ramdas. Now you see, this one. She will feed her own and another one. Vikram, tum heta dur. Pilan do dono milke. These are all on the point of starvation, these adopted ones, when we got them. They're only now they're getting well.
So she's a very rare cow that allows other calves to...
Well, not if we don't watch her. she will chase her away. Uma is the one who will not will allow anybody. But this one we have to. Now we have to use a little force. Most calves don't want to feed others. She came 2 days before. She's an old cow who cannot stand up. She came from Song. This one over, the yellow one has a broken leg. And I don't even remember where she was brought. I don't remember where from. And this one has 3 legs only. She came from, where did she come from? Deek, I think. No, from Aligarh or Alvar, something like that.
So you're taking from all over the place?
Yes, yes. And she's from Koshi, and she cannot stand without help. She needs to be put, one leg needs to be put in a kind of sling, this thing.
She has to be pulled up.
Yes. This one, he has come to die. Yeah? Many come to die only. She hardly eats, and she will just finish her time here. And this yellow one, she's also old, and she does not stand anymore, and she has a broken leg. She managed to stand with that broken leg for quite a few months. Actually, she came in the winter, and she survived, but now she doesn't stand up anymore. You put her in this machine, kind of sling, yes. They are pulled up with the help of this. They are put inside, and then they are pulled up on their feet. She also, this silver cow, she came from Mathura. She had an accident. Both her hooves were cut up to the bones. She couldn't stand for months. We did not know if she would live or die. You can see here, the food, it is very still short. And the other one, both, you can see. And it was big wounds. And she's still weak. She doesn't put up as she should.
Doctor comes regular?
No, I do most of the work myself. I've learned the daily work, like for fever, what to give for fever, or for wounds, antibiotic and pain. If there's something which I do not know, then I'll call the doctor. The doctor whom I call, he will take 100 rupees just for looking, and if he does something, he will kind of operation or whatever, he will take more. He will take 200 or 500.
So in this way, if you do it yourself, you save a lot of money?
Yes, of course, and the doctor is not always available.
Yeah.
So it's much more practical to learn at the minimum that you can take care of everyday needs yourself. Huh?
Yeah.
Special cases, and I've learned from experience. I watched the doctor, what he does, and I went around with him and wrote down what he gives in which case. So I learned it. For years the doctor came every day. It was quite some expense. In the beginning we had no medicine also. And then we spent maybe 1,000 rupees every day was spent on doctor and medicine. And now most of the medicine is given by donors. And doctor's work mostly I do myself, so some money is saved. Sometimes we have 20 to 25 who need wound cleaning every day, broken legs, accident, dog victims of dog attacks. But sometimes there are less, sometimes there are 5 or 6. Nowadays we may have 8 or 10, some maybe. We don't count actually. I write down every day what injection we give to whom. The wound cleaning, I used to do everything in the beginning myself. But
You train somebody now?
yes, I train the boys. 2 of the boys, I can do that now because my own body is starting to give a problem with the knees. That's one of the consequences of living in India in a Western body. Yeah? You get trouble soon with your body.
So the Brisbasis,
They're born here. I mean, they're adapted to the circumstances, to the climate.
they're appreciating, the people around.
With the local people?
Local,
oh yes,
yeah.
They appreciate greatly with words. It doesn't change what they do, but this place is greatly appreciated and respected.
So there's still a feeling to protect.
Yes, they know what should be done, but it's by word of mouth, not by heart. They do not follow up on the words. They know very well that they're doing wrong and what should be done and what should not be done. That's a problem with the whole of India. They have all the knowledge. God has given all the knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita. They know everything without being taught like us. Yet they choose the wrong way. They choose to do the wrong thing. So there will be consequences, of course. If you have knowledge, you're so lucky to be born in a place. You have all the knowledge kind of together with the mother milk, without even having to study and to learn, and yet you're choosing out of greed. You may say they're poor. Of course they're poor. It's true. So there may be a little excuse. Yet there are limits to the excuse because they cause huge suffering to these poor little ones. She would have died now. There is no place for them to graze. There are only fields or desert-like, a wasteland.
So they have really no choice then to put them on the street. How to keep them?
Yes, very poor people, they may be excused if they have to choose either to feed the children or to feed the cows. They may be excused, but there are quite a few who do have the money. They could keep the cows, and yet they will abandon them and the calf, and they will not feed the calf, and they do it out of greed for money.
The villages around, they just take a cow, and when the cow is dry, they bring the cow
Yes,
back.
Ramesh Baba in Barshana. Yes, he does it also. I can't do that because I know it will be the death of the calf. They will take all the milk, and because they have to give the cow back anyway, they don't care for the calf at all. They will just take all the calf will starve, and if he survives by some miracle, he will die later because he is so undernourished and so weak. So I can't do this. I just many people come and ask me for milk cows, or for a calf, but I can't because it means the death of the calf and suffering, and they will be bound in one place, and they'll be unhappy, and the cow will be exploited, and the calf will die. So I can't do this. I'm sorry. I know I should. Can't do it. People are very selfish. It's Kali Yuga. I don't think you can improve on Kali Yuga. It's just the way things are in this time age. And I don't think it will improve. It may get even worse. I take them in without discrimination, without knowing what to feed them tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That is nobody else does it, and that's make it very difficult one day. And I may not have food in the winter to feed them all, and there will be no place also. The place is limited. You are on your feet from the morning. In the morning I have 2 hours. I take 2 hours until they finish the food, and I do a little mala and puja, and then the whole day. Not even noontime there's time for it.
If you see a calf drinking milk from the udder of the mother, simply by watching you make spiritual advance. So I think you are well situated.
Maybe.
Spiritually speaking.
Yes.
Because this is what you see every day. And in Kali Yuga it becomes very, very rare to see it.
Yes, yes.
Calves are taken away after birth immediately.
Yes, they don't even see the calf ever.
Yeah. And the mother who doesn't like to give milk in this way is forced to give milk by injections and by machines.
Yes.
In the West.
Like among humans, they are all individuals. They have all his own character. Each little calf, you may not believe it, but each calf has his own character and his likes and dislikes. So some cows, not all are sweet. Not all are sweet. You have some rascals also, ungrateful, unfriendly, and actually aggressive also sometimes. Some cows, they don't want their child. They reject them. Then we had a few cases when the cow just went away from giving birth to the calf and went away. She never came back, and she will not give milk and also. That happens. Yes, she may be dangerous for strange people. It's Sita derrière. Because she has a calf. You're lucky actually that she didn't say anything to you. Most of the milk I'll feed to the calves, and a little I give to people. This is about the milk we get, and I'll feed a few calves with that milk. They drink from a little pot. Bhagavat? Oh, Bhagavat. Aja. Bhagavat? Gone. Actually, he's not the one who's supposed to drink, but he used to drink when he was little. So he likes it because he likes the milk.
Yes.
He doesn't drink always. He should. There's another one. She will not refuse. You can give her as much as you like. He came 3 days ago. He's blind from birth. His name is Surdas, and he came 2 days ago. He was sick, he had fever, and she has a broken leg, old one. He was by the dogs got him. He was swollen like that. Sagidasi? You should see her. She was Alla, ora te the felri. She cannot properly walk. Her legs are. Nek aga. Aja. These are very weak. The little one over there, he also gets milk. What he doesn't, he has to be given from the bottle. Lucia. She's dying. She's sick. You see, liver is down. Liver is finished. There here. He's from the street. That's how you find them. On the point of starvation. But he drinks from a bottle. He does not drink from the pot. That's him. She has one. Look, even one eye has come from an accident. Or we have some old tulsi leaves from yesterday. She might leave the body any day. Some charan tulsi. And this tika. And prasad. Chandan. You have some sweet faces, eh?
Yes.
Some sweet faces. You don't want to drink your milk. He doesn't drink always. Sometimes he refuses. Sure does.
It's too big now for me.
No, actually, they drink milk. And if they get it, they'll drink until 2 years of age. But I don't know why he doesn't. Sometimes they don't like their milk. You have children also who don't like their milk sometimes.
Your bhajan has changed, has improved.
No, I have no time for bhajan at all, actually, to tell the truth. Because I have to run after them all the time. Only in the early morning I have maybe 2 hours I take out, and in the daytime there's no time in the evening. I'm too tired. I just...
So your bhajan is your Go Seva.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
To Krishna.
Yes, I can. This life I have to do this, and maybe I can do bhajan my next life.
And
No other chanting as great as Gauseva.
They say, people say here, local people say, there is no greater bhajan than service to the cows. And so when I tell that to somebody else, they say, well, show me where it is written in the Shastra. And you find many places where there is something written about the glory of the cows, but you can find people also who say, without sadhana, you cannot attain to God. Of course. Well, maybe this is
when
sadhana.
Krishna was taking care of the 900,000 cows of Nanda Maharaj,
Yes.
he was chanting all their names.
Yes, he
And he
knew
had
all the
mala.
names.
And on every beat he was chanting one name of one cow.
Yes, there's a great difference
So
between
that was
Krishna and us.
Krishna's bhajan. So I think you'll probably do the same by calling the names of all your cows. That is your chanting.
Well, you may call it the mood, huh?
Yeah.
It may be.
Krishna sees, not Krishna sees only devotees.
Yes.